Hey guys, if you're new here and you like what I'm putting out, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you never miss an upload. Hey guys, how's it going? Ash here. Now I'm recording this video on a very special occasion because it is the 20th of April 2021, which is 420. And no matter how you celebrate 420, 420 is a very important date today because it is the 25th anniversary of Power Rangers Zeo. That's right, this year, 2021, is the 25th anniversary of Power Rangers Zeo. And in this video, we're going to be talking about some of the most iconic moments in Power Rangers Zeo. Mostly a trip down memory lane for me with how I discovered Power Rangers Zeo, my thoughts on the show, the impact it's had on me in the fandom and stuff like that, and what I think of Power Rangers Zeo overall. So, with that said, let's get right into the discussion. So, Power Rangers Zeo aired in 1996 in America and 1997 in Australia. Now, we were a year behind when it came to seasons, but I never noticed. I was a dumb kid back then. But watching it on TV was fairly new to me because I remember I moved from a countryside where we didn't get any good channels. We just got like the countryside channels that barely had any programming, and then moving to more of a city area, we got the better reception when it came to TV shows. And I remember seeing Power Rangers Zeo on Agro's morning cartoons or whatever it was, and it was fairly new because there was Alien Rangers I remember watching before going to school, and everyone, all the cast were turned young into kids, and I had no idea what I was jumping into because I mostly watched Power Rangers for the movie that I owned on VHS and the tapes I had growing up, which was like the first couple of episodes of Mighty Morphin. So it was very surreal for me seeing these brand new characters showing up here and there. Like, I knew who Rocky and that were, but brand new cast of characters and new powers was very different to me. But either way, I ate it up. So I didn't fully start watching Power Rangers Zeo religiously until I think a year or two later. They moved it to the afternoon so that it would air in a 3 o'clock or 3:30 time slot. And I remember rushing home from school when it got changed to that afternoon time slot, that after school time slot. I would rush home from school to watch brand new episodes of Power Rangers Zeo like every day, and that would be a lot of fun. Now, I didn't see every episode because some days I couldn't watch it, some days I could, here and there, but I remember watching those episodes of Power Rangers Zeo and being in awe from those episodes. I remember owning the toys. I had the action figure toys. I don't know which ones I had because there were so many, but they'll probably be up on the screen if you can see them right now. But I distinctly remember watching episodes of Power Rangers Zeo when I came home from school, like watching a brand new episode every day, like the whole Gold Ranger mystery. That was awesome. And then seeing Trey from Triforia, and then Jason came back and got the powers. That was mind-blowing, just as much as it was for everyone else watching it across the world. That was a treat to see. And not only that, like, there was some really good episodes of Power Rangers Zeo. Now, it does have a fair bit of filler in there. I think it's probably got, like, the most filler in a Power Rangers season. There's a couple of multi-parters here and there, but I know that Zeo has a fair bit of filler episodes here and there that space out like all the important stuff going down, but it is what it is. I mean, you can call it filler, you cannot call it filler, but I rewatched Zeo when it was on Netflix, and a lot of episodes here and there, not a lot happens. Many Monster of the Week episodes they used. And I'm not going to talk about the Sentai and compare it to the Sentai because I haven't seen the Sentai. People were asking me in the comments section, are you going to compare it to the Sentai? No, I'm not. I haven't seen O-Ranger. I'm aware of O-Ranger. I know that O-Ranger was very different, and then they had to change it due to real-world problems and terrorist attacks and stuff like that. So people don't really like O-Ranger that much, so they usually say that Power Rangers Zeo is better than O-Ranger. So I'm on the wiki right now, scrolling down the episodes, seeing which ones I remember, because I'm not going to remember every episode. Zeo Beginnings is a very strong opening for a season. There's no business like Snow Business. A very controversial episode because it's the famous breakup of Kimberly and Tommy, which I made a video on that. Not a lot of people are happy with that video, but I recommend checking it out. I had a lot of fun making it and posting it on Valentine's Day. Let's see. The one where Tommy found his missing brother, that story arc, that was very interesting, because that was sort of setting up the whole who is the Gold Ranger thing that they were setting up later down the line when the Gold Ranger first showed up. So, the Gold Ranger had a really good couple of episodes. A Golden Homecoming, is that the one with Jason? Yes, that is. That episode is super iconic because Jason came back. There's a couple of ones after that. The Jokes on Blue, I believe it is. One of them, I think that one, the Jokes on Blue, where Rocky thinks he's being replaced because Jason's back on the scene, so he's very self-conscious that no one will need him. That's a good Rocky-focused episode. The Where is the World of Zeo Ranger 5 and the King for a Day arc, that's an interesting set of episodes where Tommy gets brainwashed by King Mondo and fights the Rangers. That was very interesting, because I think that was a mostly original footage episode. Mostly because I haven't seen the Sentai, so I don't know what footage they were using or not using. But I remember watching that episode as a kid, and it stands out for sure. The finale of Zeo is kind of very forgetful. You know that Jason loses his powers, and that's about it. But yeah, and I'm forgetting, because people are going to crucify me in the comments if I don't talk about this. Rangers of Two Worlds, awesome crossover. Mostly because the Sentai footage is really wacky with what they use there, but that was also really cool seeing the very first team up we got for the season, and there wouldn't be another one for a really long time until Lost Galaxy. But either way, this is like the first team up we got between teams, and it's really well done. They fight in front of the Tokyo Dome. Even though they edit around it, it's very obvious they fight in front of the Tokyo Dome, and that's a really cool episode as well. Really cool premise. Now, I feel like I should talk about the villains next, because the villains, the Machine Empire, they are really cool villains. They do have a really cool design. I do like the whole machine and robot thing they've got going for them. That's really cool. Their monsters are really cool here and there. But overall, they're not that evil. I mean, they just want to do the generic Power Rangers thing, which is take over the world, destroy the Rangers, stuff like that. If they had like a deeper plot, like maybe sort of like their Sentai counterparts, not kill all humans, but they were more consistent with their plots rather than getting rid of the Rangers or having wacky plans each episode, it would make sense. But the Machine Empire, they look cool, but looking back at their plans and what they were trying to do, yeah, they're kind of like every villain you had before them, where they just wanted to take over the world and destroy the Rangers and stuff like that. Nothing too impressive. Although someone's probably going to argue with me in the comment section that they were more deeper than I thought and I'm looking at it wrong. But hey, it is what it is. So, what are my overall thoughts on Power Rangers Zeo? I still love it. I've got a lot of nostalgic memories for it. I've still got all my toys somewhere stashed away in a box in the shed. But I still love this season, but it's no In Space, it's no Lost Galaxy, it's no Time Force with its storytelling. It's very basic Monster of the Week, Power Rangers stuff, and they will have some multi-parters here and there, but it does have a lot of fluff in between it, some padding between the multi-parters and the serious episodes they do with the two-parters, so it's no S-tier season, I will say that, but I do have a lot of nostalgic memories for it, watching it as a kid, and even when I got to revisit it on Netflix a couple of years ago, I still had a lot of fun watching it. Like, I would still raise my head up when I was having it on as the background, and I'd look up and I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember this moment, I remember this, I remember that, and when a certain episode came on, I'd fondly remember that episode, and I would give it my undivided attention, so Zeo still has a warm place in my heart. Also, I've got to give praise to Saban. I know I'm praising Saban, I sound crazy, but back in the day, transitioning from the Mighty Morphin suits that all the kids knew watching growing up, they were transitioning to brand new suits, brand new powers that would be totally different. And if I remember correctly, I don't know where I heard this from. It might have been from the Toys That Made Us documentary, or I don't know where I heard this from, so I could be totally wrong. But Saban was kind of scared the transition from the Ranger suits to the Ranger suits because they looked too different, and he thought that kids would be confused when it came to marketing, and if they tuned in they'd see something totally different. So that's why they didn't want to use the Ranger suits, because he was worried about change when it came to kids, which I don't know if that's 100% true, but I feel like I heard it somewhere before. I don't know where. I could be wrong and I could be talking out of my ass, but I gotta praise the transition they did from from MMPR to Zeo, because if we didn't get that transition, Saban didn't want to make that jump and take the risk of changing things up. We might have not gotten other seasons adapted like SPD or Lost Galaxy and Dino Thunder and stuff like that. Power Rangers might have bitten the dust after Season 3, who would have known? Anyway guys, I think I'm going to wrap this video up now. Tell me your nostalgic memories with Power Rangers Zeo. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Tell me in the comment section down below. I love to hear your thoughts, love to hear opinions. With that said, I'm going to wrap this video up now. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to all the members such as Swagger4. If you want to get your name shouted out like Swagger4 over here, become a Zord tier member or higher for special perks on the channel. With that said, I'm going to wrap this video up now. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day or night. Bye!